Most of the conversation about aging in our culture is about fighting it, resisting it, hiding it, reversing it. The anti-aging industry generates hundreds of billions of dollars every year, selling the promise that the natural process of getting older can and should be defeated. Buddha looked at this cultural obsession, this desperate, exhausting, ultimately unwinnable war against time, and offered something completely different. Not resignation, not passive acceptance of decline, but a completely transformed relationship with the aging process that produces something the anti-aging industry has never been able to sell and never will. Genuine grace. The kind that makes an older person more beautiful, more magnetic, and more genuinely inspiring than any cosmetic intervention could ever achieve. The first secret is making peace with the body as it is. Buddha taught, "The body is not who you are. It is the vehicle through which you experience this life, and like every vehicle that has traveled a long distance, it accumulates evidence of the journey. The lines on your face are not failures. They are a map of everything you have laughed at, cried over, squinted at in the sunlight, and furrowed in deep concentration. The slowness that comes with age is not weakness. It is the body's invitation to be more deliberate, more present, more intentional with every movement. The person who has made genuine peace with their aging body carries themselves with a dignity and a groundedness that is far more attractive than the desperate performance of youth." The second secret is the cultivation of what Buddha called beginner's mind. Most people assume that older means more fixed, more set in their ways, more certain about how things are and how they should be. Buddha observed something completely different in the people who aged most gracefully. They became less fixed, not more. More curious, not less. More open to being surprised by life, more willing to encounter the familiar as if for the first time. Beginner's mind is not naivety. It is the sophisticated wisdom of knowing that no matter how much you have experienced, life always has more to show you. The elder who approaches each day with genuine curiosity, who is still being surprised, still being moved, still being delighted by the world, is ageless in the only way that genuinely matters. The third secret is radical simplification. Buddha lived with almost nothing, and he was one of the most content human beings who ever lived. He observed, and modern psychology has extensively confirmed, that beyond a certain threshold, accumulation does not add to well-being. It subtracts from it. The person in the second half of life who begins to simplify, to release the possessions, the obligations, the relationships, and the identities that no longer genuinely serve, often discovers a quality of lightness and freedom that they had not felt since childhood. Simplification is not loss. It is the removal of what has been obscuring the essential, and what is essential, genuine connection, genuine presence, genuine meaning, becomes clearer and more precious as the unnecessary falls away. The fourth secret is the deepening of relationships over the broadening of them. The young person collects connections. The wise elder cultivates depth. Buddha taught, "One genuine friendship is worth more than 100 superficial ones." In the second half of life, the most significant investment you can make in your well-being is the deepening of the relationships that are already there. The willingness to be known more honestly, the courage to ask for what you actually need, the generosity of truly seeing the people who have been in your life so long you may have stopped actually looking at them. Depth does not happen automatically. It is chosen. And choosing it, consistently, deliberately, produces a quality of connection and belonging that is one of the most powerful predictors of health, happiness, and longevity ever identified. The fifth secret is the practice of contribution. Buddha was clear. A life that is no longer contributing is a life that is slowly losing its sense of meaning. This does not mean you need to maintain the pace and the output of your younger years, but it does mean finding the specific ways, appropriate to your current energy and capacity, in which your presence, your wisdom, and your experience can make a genuine difference to someone else. The grandmother, who listens without judgment, the retired professional who mentors, the elder who shows up consistently for the community around them, the person who simply brings warmth, humor, and genuine attention to every interaction they have. These contributions are not small. They are the fabric from which genuinely good lives and genuinely good communities are woven. The sixth and final secret is perhaps the most profound and the most transformative. Buddha called it the practice of completion, the deliberate, ongoing practice of completing the unfinished business of a life. The conversations that were never fully had, the forgiveness of others and of yourself that was never fully given, the love that was never fully expressed, the authentic self that was never fully inhabited, the regrets that were never honestly examined and released. This is not morbid. It is the most life-affirming practice available to a person in the second half of their life. Because a life that is moving toward completion, rather than simply moving toward ending, is a life that is being fully inhabited right up until the last possible moment. Aging with grace is not about looking younger than you are. It is about being more fully yourself than you have ever been. More honest, more present, more genuinely alive to the specific, irreplaceable, utterly unrepeatable experience of being you. In this body, in this life, in this extraordinary, ordinary moment. That is what Buddha pointed toward. That is what grace actually looks like. And it is available to you right now, regardless of how many years you have already lived and regardless of how many remain. Save this and share it with a senior in your life who deserves to hear that aging is not a defeat. It is deepening. Subscribe to Tathagata Wisdom, because every single day we bring you the wisdom that helps you not just add years to your life, but life to your years.